All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our 19th day of supporting COVID-19 project. My name is Jason Shanley, and I'm a member of Local 145. I have been for 20 years. I'm really excited today. This is the last day of our project where we spent 19 days giving away $3,000 a day to different nonprofits to each of the 9 council districts. Today totals $57,000 that we've given away up until today. It is my pleasure to interview 2 people that I have a great deal of admiration for, have known for quite some time, and the work that each one of them do. And so for the few people that may not know who you are, Councilmember Gomez, can you introduce yourself and what you do?
All right. Well, Council President Georgette Gomez, and I'm the Council Representative for District 9, which I'm very honored to be representing D9. The Mid-City area of San Diego, City Heights. It goes all the way east to College area, and it goes further south. I'm the council president, and I do a lot of things. Not only just represent District 9 and make sure that there's strong representation at City Hall, but also making sure that our city's moving forward. And right now, under these difficult times, very proud that my team was able to pull itself and really continue moving forward, which is really important. It's reassuring that we're able to operate the city, continue addressing some of the critical policies that need to come forward, and there's going to be a few more. So aside from really addressing some of the quality of life issues in the district, I also just want to make sure that we're lifting all San Diegans, specifically during this difficult time. So very happy to be here with all of you today.
Nice. One of the things that I always like to do, and I almost forgot to do it right now, but I just want to say there's a lot of work that's being done because of this. And before we even move forward and introduce the guest of honor, person who we're actually honoring today and really want to hear about, I just want to take a second to call out your staff. Because and I want to call them out by name. Whatever you do really is largely in part due to the staff that you have. So any work that's being done in the council district really is on the backs of your staff members. So if the people just indulge, I like to call them out by name because I think that they deserve that, right? So obviously you being the council president and the council member representing the 9th council district. Then we have Dominika Bokalov. She is your Bokalova. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. Yes. Hey, I'm with names, but I'm gonna give it my best.
There you go. Give it
Nika. We'll just say Nika. How about that? Nika is your chief of staff. Yes. We have Marcus Bush. Everybody knows Marcus. He's your policy advisor. Sherry Carr is your legislative assistant. We have Gloria Cruz, who is the director of community engagement and policy advisor. We have Laura Gates, Chief of Policy and Deputy Chief of Staff. Haley Lesser, who's your legislative analyst. Sorry, I don't know why I just said that. As I was saying it, I knew it was wrong. Sana Luando, is that right? Yes, Sana Luando, right. Council Representative. Brenda Lugo, she's a Director of Office Administration. Ana Medina Ochoa, Council Representative. We have Ruth Martin, Rules Committee Consultant. David Rowland, Council Communications Director. Christopher or Stoffer Vallejo, which is your council representative. Is it Stoffer or Stouffer?
Stouffer.
Christopher. So Stouffer, he's your council representative. Jenny U. Williams, who's the director of legislative affairs. Corinne Wilson. Corinne, I'm just so bad with this. Oh my goodness!
I feel you.
I hope they feel the love. I'm giving it to heroes.
The love and the intention, right?
Yeah, communication. So Corinne, you said?
Yes, Corinne.
Corinne Wilson, communications manager and policy advisor, and then Mac Yagi again.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I was close.
You were close.
Council director for governmental affairs. So shout out to your team for being there to support everything that you're doing. They deserve to be called out by name because largely they're unnoticed, and a lot of the work that gets done to make you look so good is done on the backs of them. So I just wanted to make sure that I did that at the top of the order so that I didn't forget.
Next, I appreciate that.
Of course, it is my pleasure. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing someone that I have a great deal of admiration for, someone that I've known for quite some time. You have always been a leader in everything that you do. You are noticeable, you're present, you're always there, you're involved in a lot of things. And so to my homegirl, you know what I mean? To my homegirl, Ramla Saeed, can you give the people a little bit about who you are and who you're here to represent today? And assalamu alaikum to you.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak, and the admiration is mutual. I mean, this is the highlight of my day, getting to see you both up here and connecting. I really miss that energy and engagement with, good people. So this is really awesome. I'm Ramla Saeed. I am the founder and executive director of PANA, the Partnership for the Advancement of New Americans. I'm City Heights. I grew up in City Heights, live in City Heights, work in City Heights, but my work is also regional. So our work at PANA is looking at all of San Diego County and how refugees in the county are faring. Refugees are people who come here because staying home wasn't an option, right? So they fled violence and persecution, often having to go to a secondary country to wait, right, in a refugee camp. And then from the refugee camp, folks get processed, and then one of 28 resettlement countries will choose a family to resettle. So the United States actually, after a really lengthy process that's between 18 months to 2 years, will choose the families it wants to resettle and invite them to the United States. And then once they come into the United States, they resettle in places like City Heights, in El Cajon City, in communities where there's some sort of infrastructure, community to connect with and belong to. But once they get resettled and the initial months of shock kind of wear off, what PANA is looking at is really the long-term belonging inclusion issues families face. And we believe that families can't rebuild a sense of home and belonging if they're not engaged in policy and decision-making in their own communities, in their local communities, if they don't have a relationship with their lawmakers, if they, if they don't have access to the vote, if taking public transportation makes you feel unwelcomed. And so, to give you an example, we recently did a study or an assessment, just asking our people how good they felt, considering the national rhetoric, how is that impacting them? And we found a vast number of people felt unwelcomed in their apartment complexes. They felt unwelcome in public transportation and taking public transportation because people felt fearful, right, of being attacked for wearing the hijab, for speaking a foreign language. And in fact, that has happened, right? We've had young women attacked in downtown. We've had one of our young members in the community attacked right here on the trolley. And so hate crimes have definitely increased, and the rhetoric is fueling that. And so it's really, for us, it's great that we get to be a country and a community that resettles refugees and newcomers, but it's really important to really think about long-term belonging issues and inclusion issues of our communities and making sure they really are on a pathway to meaningfully rebuild. And for us, that also means economic well-being. Do you have access to good paying jobs and family sustaining wages? And if not, right, then we've got to fix that. We've got to work on that. And so we've got the incredible honor and privilege to work with our council president, Georgette Gomez, who's been really great, right? And we feel that we are lucky to have a representative who really deeply feels the needs of our community and has lived it and has struggled with it and has come out of that, right, to be in a position to be one of the highest positions in the city right now, and looking at our city's agenda and really moving the city forward so that all of us are doing well. So that's our work. It's really making sure that our communities are, on that path to meaningfully resettle. And they can't do that if we don't have policies in place to make sure there's equity and justice and access to healthcare, to education institution, to unwrapping into family sustaining jobs. Housing should be a right. So those are the issues we care a lot about and work on.
Good. So, very interesting. Now, one of the things it's really about. It sounds like it's really about assisting refugees. Now, you mentioned hijab. and which is attributed mostly to Muslims. Do you guys only, when you say new Americans and you say refugees, does that mean all refugees, or does it, or is there a specific?
All refugees. And so a perfect example is the San Diego County Refugee Fund that we're managing right now to deal with the COVID response, right? Really grateful, and a huge shout out to San Diego Firefighters, Local 145. Huge shout out to our council president, right, for supporting it and for seeing how important it is. It's really about making sure families are not like families who are already struggling aren't completely like left without support and are falling off. And our assistance is tiny, right? Like we wish we could do more, and the demand for, you know, in terms of the need is a lot more than what we have, but we do what we can, and we're all coming together as a community. And so that's the beauty in all of this, I think, is the coming together and making that happen. For example, PANA's been, you know, through the San Diego County Refugee Fund, which is also in collaboration with our partner organizations, sister organizations, the United Women of East Africa Support Team, the Korean Organization of San Diego, the Islamic Center of San Diego. Somebody's going to hate me for missing somebody, but, okay. You know, it's a collaboration. It's a community effort. It takes a village, really, it does. And so through our partners, we've been able to grant in direct cash assistance over $94,000 so far. And assistance has gone to over 178 refugee families, and we still have so many requests to process, right? So the need is great. In that, though, like in terms of providing and meeting people where they're at, providing support, we're also conducting an assessment. We're trying to understand like what jobs people hold, right? You know, what their monthly incomes were like. And what we're learning is it's not a great picture, right, for refugee families. Many of our families are relying on the informal economy to make ends meet. The informal economy means, you know, a mom who's sewing in her house as a seamstress to make ends meet and to make the extra cash needed to afford, you know, transportation for the children, or the groceries, you know, cover the groceries, or, you know, cover other parts. What we're also learning is our families are incredibly generous and know they're like on the extremely low end of the income scale. They're having to send back remittances back home to families they've left behind in refugee camps, right? And they're thinking about like this COVID crisis and how that's impacting families in you know, in situations that they left, right? That they had the privilege of escaping. And so those are some of the worries that our families have. And it's really about, making sure we are meeting people where they're at and providing support, but making sure that we're also turning that support and learning into advocacy, so that we've got systems in place so that we can solve it for a lot of people, and not just, be in the hamster wheel of trying to solve it for one person at a time.
Wow. I wish, I have, there's like 1,000 questions that I have. For the sake of time, I don't want to.
And I talk too much.
No. It's great. That's the reason why we did this. You know, as I stated before we even went on air, this time is really you and really about the work that you do. One thing so we want to focus. I'm glad you said everything that you did. You actually make the interview a lot easier. One of the things that really stood out to me was you said that the help that you give is minuscule in the grand scheme of things. And that's really kind of, when we look at, what we're able to do as firefighters with this fund, just so that, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but and that the people know, this money, this $57,000 came out of money that we paid ourselves. Like this isn't like a grant or whatever that we give. This is money that the firefighters put in to the community responsibility fund that's able to do this. And we feel the same way. It's like, wow, we wish that we could have given the whole $57,000 to your organization, because it sounds like it could have went to great need. But one of the great things about this, and the thing that I think shows the level of respect that the council member has for your organization, is that both of the donations that she gave to your organization totaling $6,000. And I just want to ask you, Council President, what does it mean for you to have an organization like this in your district? It's obvious that you feel a lot of for. Tell us a little bit about what this organization means to you as a representative for.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jason, for that question. Well, I'm lucky. I really am extremely lucky and extremely honored to be the representative of one of the most diverse districts that we have in our entirety county. And PANA really reflects that. I mean, Ramla has mentioned the work that they're doing, but they're not doing it alone. And the fact that they're partnering with other organizations to really lift each other up is a reflection as to why I love really truly partnering with PANA, and because it's not just them. There's just so many others that are present as well, and it's not just the Muslim community. It's beyond that. It's the entirety of who our refugee community is about. So for me, being honored to represent the community, it's also a responsibility to ensure that as a leader, as an elected leader, that I'm very much mindful of making sure that they too have a space at the table in making sure that we're creating policies that are lifting all our community members. So for me, it was really easy because it's not only PANA that is getting the support. This money is being shared with other organizations. Right. So it really is a strong vehicle to really ensure that it's getting throughout our community. So I am extremely honored. It was a no-brainer for me. I wish it was more, not from 145. I know that you all are doing incredible work, and thank you for giving your personal money to this incredible effort. And I see how it's been going around the entire region. So thank you for that. Not only are you doing the heavy work yourself, but you're also giving your money that is hard earned to really share it with others that are also, obviously, as Ramla stated, the need. And we're seeing how COVID is really lifting and shining even a stronger spotlight in the inequalities that we have, not only regionally, city-wise, regionally, and nationwide, but really it's an opportunity to ensure that we're learning from this tragedy, and hopefully that as elected leaders we can govern differently. So we have an opportunity. I've always stressed this. It's like there's always an opportunity to learn from, specifically for moments like these, to really do better. So I'm excited. I'm excited that partnering with PANA, and I know that they're doing incredible work, not only just in District 9, beyond District 9. Sure. We really got to give the acknowledgement for that, because we're in it together. As government officials, we can only do so much. And in order for us to really do more, we got to partner with organizations that are actually doing the work and not just talking the talk. They're doing both.
Wow.
I'm proud.
Man, and I can tell. No, seriously, I just want to say, Ramla, again, and I mean this. Ever since I met you, you've always been very consistent in the way that you do everything. Your commitment is so obvious. The passion that you walk around with all the time is infectious. I'm proud to know you. Proud to know PANA. Proud to know members that are on the board and doing what they're doing. Really, really good work. Is there anything that, just as we close the interview, I wish that we had a lot more time. I have so many questions for the two of you, but I really do. But for the sake of time, is there anything that you'd like to close out with, anything that you'd like the people to know? And it doesn't even matter what it is. You can close out with whatever you want.
Just a big thank you, a shout out to San Diego for showing up for our families, for all of our families. I think one of the things that this crisis has sort of illuminated is just how much, one, that we're not in a region with scarcity. We've got a lot of wealth in this region. And, one thing that I'm learning is how incredibly important it is to tap into that wealth, to ensure that all of our families are doing well, especially in times of crisis. And that's really what's happened this time. And not just through PANA, but through, other funds have started in the region for different, populations that are being served. And it's incredibly important to figure out, what is it that really moves you? What are the populations that you really care about? Are you concerned about? Is it seniors? Is it refugees? Is it our undocumented population? We really got to show up there as well. And the refugee fund that we have also serves our undocumented population. So it's not exclusive to only formal refugees, right? You could be seeking asylum or undocumented and get assistance that way as well. But it's incredibly important that like we're all kind of figuring that out and then putting our resources into those pots, whichever organization it might be, that this matters, and showing up today matters, especially because we don't know what's going to happen in a month from now. And we know that families who are already behind are going to have a much harder time in a couple of months coming up with 3 months of back pay or back pay rent, or 2 months of back pay rent, or whatever it might be. And so this is just the moment to show up. And we have, like, as a region, we've come together. And so we should keep doing it. And I'm really excited to be in a position to partner with really incredible people like you, Jason. Our council president, Georgia Gomez, is amazing. And like, this is the moment for regional leadership, and we're seeing that. Wow.
Really, really good. Council president, anything that you like to close out with?
No, I just, I'll state it again. Thank you for Local 145 for thinking of this and really stepping up and giving your own personal money. It's not easy, right? And I recognize that. So thank you for really partnering with the community organizations and really reaching out and to the council members as well, and really partnering in such ways. I really appreciate that. And, we really want to acknowledge that. And then PANA, PANA is an incredible organization that really has created a real structure that really is extending beyond the people that they work with, but really also lifting other nonprofits while doing the heavy work. So I just really appreciate always the work that they do for District 9 residents and beyond. And I know that we're going through some difficult times, all of us. This is hitting us in so many different levels, and there's so much different demand. So Ramla, thank you for your personal struggle as well, and really stepping up and being the amazing person that you are. And we're seeing even more of a amazing person that you continue to be. So let's also take care of one another, because it's important. There's a lot of need out there, and I know that we're all trying to do our best, but we'll continue moving forward and continue being there for our community members. So thank you all for everything. Really.
That's good. Well, I just in closing for me, I just want to say again, Ramla, I'm so very grateful for your presence in San Diego and for what you mean to the citizens of San Diego, just generally speaking, and specifically to the refugee community. Thank you for caring about those needs. And Council President Gomez, thank you for the work that you're doing to work with organizations like this to make sure that as much as you can, get them the resources that are available. That work is invaluable. And just thank you for all the work that you're doing in the city council with all of what's going on and having to rearrange the way we do business in the city of San Diego. So thank you for continuing to show up. And on behalf of the San Diego Fire Department, San Diego Firefighters, Local 145, and this is our 19th day of the supporting COVID-19 project, and very, very grateful that we've had the opportunity just a little bit to show how much we care for the citizens of San Diego by donating $57,000 to try to help out in this time of crisis. Thank you to the community for all the support that you continue to give to the firefighters. So on behalf of Local 145 and our president, Jesse Connor, and the entire board that took this idea from the firefighters and made it a reality, can't express the amount of gratitude that I have for the folks that I've had the opportunity to work with and for the last 20 years. So thank you both so much for taking your time to be here. Stay safe. Know that we love you 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Your firefighters are going to be there to show up. And our number is 911. Call us if you need it. We really, really appreciate you. So thank you all for being a part of our 19 days of COVID-19 project. We're extremely grateful. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Jesse, and I'm a San Diego City Firefighter.
I'm Mark, and I'm a San Diego City Firefighter.
I'm Tony. I'm a San Diego City Firefighter.
I am Jerry, and I am a San Diego City Firefighter.
I'm Jason, and I'm a San Diego City Firefighter.
Firefighters live and work in the communities. We go into people's homes and see the financial impacts of COVID-19 on a daily basis. Like so many others, we are compelled to do more to help our community through this difficult time.
Firefighters know how tough it can be to serve on the front lines during an emergency. So we're committed to donate $57,000 to local community organizations that are also on the front lines helping San Diegans through this COVID-19 pandemic.
We worked in collaboration with San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulkner, Council President Georgette Gomez, and council members Barbara Bree, Jen Campbell, Chris Ward, Monica Montgomery, Mark Kersey, Chris Kate, Scott Sherman, and Vivian Moreno to identify 19 amazing nonprofits who are doing tremendous work throughout our city.
Starting tomorrow, Friday, April 10th, and continuing for the next 19 days, we'll be donating $3,000 per day to a different organization. Additionally, we'll highlight the mission and work of each organization through short presentations, which will be live streamed through our website at www.sandiegocityfirefighters.org and on Facebook at San Diego City Firefighters.
Since 1973, San Diego City Firefighters have donated money out of their biweekly paychecks to support local nonprofits. These donations have grown to exceed $100,000 annually. While we remain committed to supporting longtime community partners like Muscular Dystrophy Association, San Diego Burn Institute, United Cerebral Palsy San Diego, and many others, our firefighters wish to expand our efforts to help San Diegans impacted by the pandemic.
No matter what time of the day,
No matter what day of the week,
We're here to serve our communities.
So stay united, San Diego.
And we'll get through this crisis together.